What's up guys, how's it going? And welcome, I swear to god no one ever messages me as soon as I make a video. And welcome back to Skaz Talk.
Here we go!
To start with, I've reflected on some of my previous videos and I've noticed that I'm being quite specific with the areas that I'm targeting. You'd already need to have a basic knowledge of what's going on with society and in the world with inequality and stuff. But that's not the people that I'm actually aiming this video at. I aim my videos at people who don't quite get it, that are willing to learn and understand. And the people that are going to understand what I'm talking about already have that baseline knowledge, if you know what I mean. I've decided that some of the videos that I'm going to make are going to be a lot broader and just sort of lay down the foundations just so people can start to understand sexism, homophobia, racism a little bit more before I go into detail about some of them. Just a small disclaimer, I don't mean to be patronising or mansplaining to a lot of women. This is mostly to explain to guys how it might feel as a woman in today's society with the obsession with body image and stuff. Now I know what you guys are going to say, like, you're always going to the gym, how can you not be obsessed with body image? This is so hypocritical. But something I've noticed is there's a huge difference between what you want to look like yourself and what you're pressured into looking like. Now I know six packs, big muscles and stuff like that, that's a very common thing for a guy to want in terms of attracting people, but that's not the case with me because now I'm socialising with people less than ever. Like, I don't really go out and meet new people that much. I'm not that interested in meeting people or any sort of relationships or anything, but I'm working harder in the gym than I ever have before. So that's how I sort of know that it's my desire to look as powerful as I can, because that's something that I've always liked, like a big shoulders, big neck, just looking strong. Like, I was never about this lean cut that all boys tend to go for, but I was just always obsessed with shoulders and arms and stuff. So I thought I'd take a break from telling my story about depression and go for something a little more broader, which can relate to a lot more people. Today I want to talk about body image and why it's the most overrated, well not overrated, problematic concept in society. To start with, a good example of what I'm talking about is at the gym at the minute. I see 13-14-year-old girls going onto a squat rack and squatting and looking at their bums in the mirror and stuff. They're 13 and 14 and stuff. Like, if that was their personal goal, their personal image, their personal preference of what they want to look like, then there'd be no issue whatsoever. But the issue is, in today's society, a woman's image is seen as so vitally important. It's brainwashed into them from the second that they're born. As you grow up with all these exterior influences like media showing off celebrities and stuff, advertisement showing you what you should want to look like, you know, like, obviously people, if they feel they don't look like that, are going to be very insecure. People find it so important to be attracting other people, whether they're opposite sex, same sex, whatever. They seem to think that 95% of that attraction comes through physical attraction, but that's not true. Like, it's made to be so important that you have to have an opinion on it. Like, I know there's tons of guys who will say what kind of, I mentioned this in another video, what kind of woman they like, but there is loads out there who won't have that preference, but their preference will be looked down upon, so they just sort of go along with it. So it impresses this idea that a woman of a certain shape is how they should aspire to be, and that just objectifies women in itself. Like, what I imagine must be difficult for a woman is finding out for yourself how you actually want to look in comparison to what you're pressured into looking like, if that makes sense. Like, do you not find it a bit odd that all the motivational body image related things, they're all about getting thinner? With guys, it's always about getting musclier. You rarely see people working out to be a marathon runner and showing that sort of motivation, do you? Like, it's always about guys growing muscle, and it's always about women losing fat and growing their bum and stuff. I've never, for the life of me, I've never seen motivation for a woman to be bigger, you know, be larger around the legs and around the arms and stuff. I've seen occasionally muscle related, but that's generally only for sport. But yeah, you can't tell me that every single person's preference is to be thin. The influence of society, men primarily voicing their opinion, which they do all the time. I cannot stand being around groups of guys because they are constantly saying what they class as fit and people they'd want to shag and stuff like that. Like, it's all they talk about with women. Generally, when you're talking all together, it's all about what the woman looks like, and that sort of objectification is the ground of sexism, really. That's where it all bridges from. The fact that image in relation to women is everything at the minute, and that needs to be cut out. The main message of this video is that the only person that should be judging your image and wanting it to be a certain way is you. And if you can look at yourself in the mirror and genuinely think, without any sort of external influence about what other people might find attractive, if you can look at yourself and genuinely say, I love the way I look and stuff, and know in your head how you want to look, then that's the only way you're going to be happy and fulfilled. And this goes the same for guys, perhaps, who are largely overweight or extremely skinny, you know. If you're part of a minority that doesn't have a body shape which is classed as attractive, then don't try and become that body shape if that's not what you really want. The happiest ones are where people appreciate each other's company, you know, and they're talking about more than how the person looks, how fit they think they are, because it's what everyone else is telling you to think, you know. Like I said before in another video, it just destroys individuality and uniqueness and stuff, because everyone's just looking for the biggest muscles, everyone's looking for the most ripped physique, everyone's looking for the biggest bum, biggest boobs, all this crap. Like, everyone needs to stop being so vocal about what they think their preferences are, and just be vocal about what they want for themselves, like how they want their body to look. Because once people start doing that, I imagine that more people will come forward with irregular body types, you know. People will say, you know, I wanted to be tall and skinny, or, you know, I quite like the feel of being stout and rounder, you know. But anyway, that's the title of this video, that body image is not important. So if you're obsessing and motivating yourself over how you're going to look to other people, don't do that. If you're looking in the mirror and you're saying in your head to yourself, I want to look this way for me, then go for it. That's great. Yeah, anyway, as always, follow my Instagram and Twitter in the description, especially my Instagram. Got big plans coming up for that. Yeah, anyway guys, thanks very much for watching, and this has been Skaz Talks. I'll see you later.